I'm starting to see it here in America where that the Asian community is not being treated as one of the ethnic minorities, and they are being treated as quasi-conservative. Yale University had a big lawsuit about how they were discriminating heavily against Asian students so that they could have more numbers of other minorities that would come in and get federal grants. So they were bringing minorities, admitting them into Yale. And after Biden won the election, this is the federal government dropped the suit. And so I'm hearing a lot about that. What are you seeing? Obviously, you saw it firsthand with the FBI. Are you seeing this in other areas where, Asians coming to this country are being treated as, well, it's harder to turn you into a lifelong Democrat. You're more likely to be conservative, and so we're taking steps. Have you seen that since you've been here?
Yeah, I think I heard that very often. I try to talk about the cancel culture and the danger of it, and talk about the oppression, the real oppression that's happening in China and North Korea or Iran. And they say that, how do you know about oppression? Because you're a white passing person.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's interesting. They view now Asians as white because we are also making a lot of money, I think.
Who is saying this to you?
College students.
Listen, as a white guy, I don't think that Asians, I've never been like, look at those Asians over there. Oh, those white people, they're privileged. This isn't adding up to me. I don't.
It's not you. I'm talking about the admissions group.
That's Yale.
But let me just go to the story that validates what she's saying. I think I understand what you're saying fully, that physically you're like, yeah, you're not
white guy. You're
but
a lady.
Categorically, they think there is such thing as Asian privilege. The privilege part that they see, white privilege and Asian privilege, that being a real thing. Let me just read the story. So most Americans think college admissions should not consider race. Okay, 62% of Americans say race and ethnicity should not be considered at all in college admissions, according to a new Reuters poll. Okay, the public opinion found that 73% of Republicans and 46% of Democrats said they were against race-conscious admissions or affirmative action, which is a practice used by colleges and universities to boost racial diversity within their student bodies. Again, 73% of Republicans say, no, I don't want to know about the race. I just want to know who's the best student. But 46% of Democrats say, meaning 54% say, no, we have to consider what race it is before you get into college. Grades don't matter, your race does, right? That's what they're saying. 67% of white respondents said they were against considering race at all in admissions, compared to 52% of minority respondents. The conservative-leaning U.S. Supreme Court will issue ruling this spring in cases questioning the legality of race-conscious admissions practices at Harvard and University of North Carolina. The group behind the lawsuit, Student for Fair Admission, says that the UNC discriminates against white and Asian American applicants, and Harvard discriminates against Asian American applicants. That was a question Tom was asking. Do you think we should consider race when it comes down to going to universities?
I think that's what I was writing in my book. That's the tactics they use to divide people and punish people for collective guilt. They're saying oh, Adam is white, therefore his ancestors were privileged people and now he should be guilty, right? I think that tactic is a very North Korean tactic. My great-grandfather was a landowner, so they were saying when I was born, my genetics is oppressive, my blood is tainted, therefore I can never be forgiven, even though that was not my choice to own the land. Now in America, we punish, I have a son who's a half white, he's so screwed. He's supposed to be guilty about a privilege that he got.
He's half white and Asian.
Yeah,
he's double guilty.
He's double
trouble.
According to these guys.
Yeah. And actually based on the just merits, the competence, it says just Asians should be at Harvard, more than 70% of them should be Asians. If you're going to let them in by the merit and exam score. But then Harvard only accepts 11 point something percent each year because they have the quota, race quota. So actually the real victims of affirmative action is Asians. Yeah. They say it's so hard, and that's how they get punished for it. So I think this is one of the things that I see we become like North Korea. We do not value the merit and competence, and somehow dividing people based on what they are not responsible for, which is a collective guilt.
I think you hit the nail on the head there, is that more than anything in America, not only we are a democracy, but we are a meritocracy.
Yeah.
You talked about merit. Why are Asians overwhelmingly being considered or admitted to Harvard? Is because they fucking kick ass in school. How about that? Like if you look at certain ethnicities, okay, I'm Jewish. If you look at income in America, you could fact check this. I don't know. I want to say Asians and Jews are leading the list.
Yeah.
Okay. Also Indians to a certain
Yeah.
extent as well. And why is that? Because they come from a culture that values hard work and education. And there's a culture and the tight-knit family values, and being raised in a two-parent household. And there's a multitude of reasons why these types of people succeed. Now, from what I know about my Jewish mother, they're a lot more like kissy, huggy than a lot of my Asian friends. I've had conversations with my Asian friends. They're more bowing and all that. But the family values and the close-knit value and the emphasis on education is tantamount to these types of families, and no wonder there's going to be success. Like the Tiger Mom, story about all that is like they demand that you do your work. Like, is anyone going to be shocked that Pat's kids are going to do well and successful? Why? Because it's a meritocracy even in his house.
Yeah.
Did you read? Did you shoot your shots? Did you just play outside today? Did you do all your work? If you did that, then you can go play video games and have fun with your friends. But there's accountability there. And that's exactly what's going on in Asian households and a lot of times in Jewish households. And, for other people in America that don't have that type of accountability, when they're not as successful.
Let me ask you this. And by the way, Tico Dillon sent up Brooklyn. When one day you guys watch it, the pressure isn't on you. One of you guys is going to do something big. We'll see which one it is. Listen,
good dad.
Anyways, let's go over here. All right, so going back. So basic question, and run a poll for this, Rob, so we can see what the audience is saying. It's a very basic question, yes or no, all of us. Should American colleges consider race when accepting applications? Adam.
I think race should not be on a top 10 list.
Okay, Vinny.
No.
I 100% say no.
Tom.
No.
No.
Okay. Now, of course, it's going to be no for mine, too.
Yeah.
And by the way, here's what's crazy. I should say yes. Do you know why? Because if my kids apply and they say they're from Iran, it's like, hey, we need to hit our numbers for Iran.
Yeah, get them in
these
there.
guys in.
Yeah.
So I can pick and choose one of them. I can say Armenian, I can say Syrian. Syrian, listen, there's only two of us in America.
They were right there.
That's your minimums, but
You get the EMEA percent, right?
Huh?
You get the EMEA percent.
Yeah.
Europe, Middle East, Africa, EMEA. We need some of those.
Yeah.
Check.
Listen, look at who is the current up-and-coming superstar in the NBA that's 23 years old?
Luka Doncic.
Okay, how high does he jump? What's his
dunk a
vertical
little
leap?
bit. Yeah,
dunk, but
not
his
great.
vertical leap is
He's huge. He's just a big guy.
But he's a great player,
Yes.
and nobody should care what skin color he is. He just kicks ass. He's not even from America, by the way. He's from where's he from, by the way?
Slovenia.
Slovenia, right? On what he does.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.